What's up, everyone? Welcome back. But yeah, another crazy week. Dollar, the dollar is depreciating. Bitcoin is going up uh, considerably, even. So I think our prediction from the last videos, like the Bitcoin starting to decouple itself from both financial markets and maybe even stocks and the dollar value. But because if the dollar value goes down, the Bitcoin value goes up, or at least it costs more dollars to buy Bitcoin. So technically, the US dollar value of Bitcoin goes up. So yeah, I think the two are definitely linked. I think considering all that's happening in the world and China possibly sticking to their guns and seeing this so-called trade war through, uh, could actually shift terms or shift conditions in these markets considerably. All right, I'll talk a little bit about it in the rest of the video. Before we get into it, once again, my personal opinions, things I think will happen. So far, I've been pretty spot on, but I guess a lot of people are, so it's not that unique. Yeah, and if you like my content, please do me a solid, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, tweet, comment, whatever. Any news is good news. And if you completely disagree with me, also feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to discuss it with you. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so as I just said, I think market conditions in general are pretty poor. Uh, yeah, we've seen the S&P drop considerably, even though we had, let's call it a win. Trump called it a win, but it's still way, way down. Even with that, the market's stagnating. It's seeing a lot of selling pressure. The dollar value has considerably dropped. Yeah, it seems to be correcting a little bit, but still, like the dollar value has not been as low compared to the euro since 2022 and even 2021. So that for the dollar is not good news, not good news at all. Obviously, a lot of trade in the world is done in dollars, so you need a lot more dollars to buy certain stuff, which in turn even increases the effect of or negative effects of tariffs, etc. Um, what it does do, however, is increase the value of Bitcoin, like euro, as opposed to the dollar. So yes, the Bitcoin value starts going up. So the price of Bitcoin goes up. That's also fueling this, but it also, yeah, there were reports of a possible pause or reparation or sort of deal with China, but realistically, like China has sent back two Boeing airplanes, canceled a lot more, also warning other EU countries if they make deals with America, which negatively impact China, they will also take out measures on EU countries. So uh, I think China is playing Trump's game back at him, and the benefit that China has is that they have actual production capacity for a lot of goods which they need. So they can produce their own stuff, which America currently cannot do. And it'll take tens of years before they can do that. So I think like I said in last week's video, I think Trump has overplayed his hand a little bit. And I think China is not done showing their teeth about this weird situation that we all find ourselves in. So I think it's very fragile. I think financial markets are definitely due for another big correction down. However, what we do see is that Bitcoin ETFs see a big inflow as the safe haven demand grows. Because obviously, if you're American and you have dollars, your currency is in dollars, or even if you're not American and you hold American dollars, you might look for a safe haven, or even American stocks and companies, you will look for a safe haven to keep the value of your assets, to make sure your profits or your gains or your deposits don't evaporate. So Bitcoin, and like it's also the reason why the gold price is so at a record high currently. People, with all the instability in the world and all the global unrest, are buying more and more gold, and Bitcoin is called the digital gold. this is also why we see this safe haven demand. People want to keep value, possibly even make more money, or obviously people would want to make money. It's why we're all here. So, yeah, why would you keep your value in dollars if it depreciates? I won't say daily, but it's depreciated quite a bit in a very short amount of time. So it would make sense to stick your money into Bitcoin, which is appreciating instead of depreciating. So as this weird situation continues where stocks and dollar value fall, or at least American stocks fall and dollar value starts falling, that Bitcoin could actually start going like decouple itself from the actual financial markets and the dollar value, something which was envisioned way in the past. And if it starts doing that, we can see much higher Bitcoin values. And stuff I was talking about in my earlier videos, where we see a massive adoption of Bitcoin, which could easily push the price well over that 100K, considering we're actually quite close at it right now. I think the price right now is around 93,000, 93,405 to be exact. But that actually might, yeah, it could easily push back again towards that 100K if big financial institutions actually start hedging their own bets against the market. And this will snowball. Like markets will drop more and more, while Bitcoin and other assets, gold, silver, etc., metals will start rising considerably. Um, and last time I was surprised by the speed of this, but this could actually happen quite fast. Now it might not do this, uh, but yeah, the fact of the matter is we placed our previous buys here. We're in a considerable profit. I took a little bit profit out. I've left the rest in. Let's see what happens. Does it go down? We buy back in cheaper. Does the price continue upwards? And I think it could. If this situation continues, then we might be in for a very good profit margin. Still, it will not be. I do not think we will see like a straight shot up. It will be very volatile along the way. But that is what we need. We need volatility in the markets. We need movements in the markets. Right now, it's mostly Bitcoin though, but I do think the altcoins will have a place in the future as well. As Bitcoin becomes more and more expensive, there will be people looking for alternatives to buy as well to also take to get a bigger profit margin. And I think Ethereum or Solana could very well be part of this, or possibly other altcoins. All right, so that's my weekly take on the market. I think it's a very interesting time to be both in crypto and or planning to get into crypto. I think buying dips right now is more important than ever. And I bought a little bit more Bitcoin yesterday on around this price level, around the 80, or 2 days ago, actually, I might say. I bought more 2 days ago on Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday was. Um, and I think it's more important than ever to make sure you hedge your bets. And I'm not the only one, considering if we look at the facts. All right, guys, that was it for this short market analysis. Um, as I say, stay tuned. I think we will see a lot of action in the next few days and weeks, and yeah, I'll hopefully be here to make videos about it. All right, if you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, possibly even in a live stream, or leave a comment below, or whatever you want to do. I also have access to a free Discord in the comment section below. If you want to trade with me on BitUnix, and possibly I'm working on a little something in the future, I will also post and make videos about that. But if you want to follow along with trading or my trading system, whatever, feel free, join me on BitUnix. I have a link to it in the description below. I also have all the other exchanges I use. I have access to my stock portfolio in there as well. Feel free to check it out. Use the link if you want. If not, also completely fine. All right. I'll see you on the next one, guys. And yeah, stay safe.